Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Philadelphia. Hey, listen, I know I'm going to probably get ratio for this, but I got to say it, man, because this is annoying. If you're going to ride your bike in the street like a car, then you need to adhere to the car rules, like blinkers, like hand signals or something, man. Because I almost hit a guy this morning accidentally passing on my left because he's flying past. I'm looking, you're looking to go into the next lane, right? So he's swooping through on his bike, and he just swoops through. And I almost hit him. And I'm just like, I don't want to hit anybody that's on a bike. But if you do some of the things that you're doing, you're basically leaving me no choice but to clip you.
Follow the rules.
Yeah, that's it, man. I'm saying if you're riding in the street, dog, just follow the street rules. Just do that. That's all you got to do.
It shouldn't be that hard. It should not be that hard. All right, Daily Doug, let's start us off. Lot to get into today. 215-592-9494. And I've been thinking a lot about, I think we all have, the Jason Kelce retirement here over the past couple days and what it means for the Philadelphia Eagles and what it means for the 2024 Eagles. Like we could, yesterday was a big day for memories and legacy. Well, and that stuff is always going to be there, right? Jason Kelce left behind incredible memories and incredible legacy here in Philadelphia. But now what? Right? That's always it in pro sports. Now what? How do the Eagles go about replacing him both on the field, but then also off the field, in the locker room? All that kind of stuff is huge. And I'm driving in today, and Ray Didinger, listen to what he had to say as we get ready for the start of the offseason. We are, 5 days away from legal tampering? I mean, it's about to begin here as Eagles try to put together what we hope is a championship roster. Here is what Ray said this morning when asked, biggest priority, how do they fix this thing?
But in terms of the areas, I think you need a right guard. I think you need at least one corner, maybe two, linebacker for sure, and maybe a safety. I mean, that's a lot of needs.
Yeah.
I mean, for a playoff team with Super Bowl aspirations, that's a lot of holes to fill.
Right.
Ray is not wrong about that.
A lot of holes.
Yeah, it's a lot of holes to fill in one offseason for a team that hopes to be in the Super Bowl. And I'm going to do something this morning that I don't do it lightly, but I have to do it. I'm lowering my expectations.
Lowered expectations.
Yeah, I am. I'm lowering my expectations. I feel like the Eagles have, like Ray said, a lot of work to do. And now, on top of the stuff that we knew anyway, right? We knew they needed linebackers. We knew they needed safety. We knew they needed to fix the corner room. We know they probably need another receiver. They have a lot of work to do. That's also now, Ray's not wrong. I mean, what am I supposed to say besides Ray is not wrong on that? They also now have to fill both the emotional hole and on-field play of Jason Kelce. There's a lot there. So I am lowering my expectations. I don't expect, with Kelce gone, this to be a championship team next year. I think this is going to take time for the organization to figure it out without him. I think it's going to take time to get the right pieces in all the spots they need. And I looked at it this morning just because I was curious. I looked at the all-pro team from this past year, right? Mm-hmm. The first team all-pro, offense and defense. There's only one first-team All-Pro that will not be back with his team next year. If we assume Chris Jones is going to end up back with the Chiefs, only one team is going to lose an All-Pro player. That's the Eagles, and that's Jason Kelce. You don't just replace that. Hugh, have you lowered your expectations for next season?
Nope. And you know why?
Why?
Listen, I know this is a tall order, no question about it. But I don't understand how we can put all this faith in Howie and not hold his feet to the fire like we hold the players' feet to the fire. Like, it's Howie's job, and we talked about this. And I know that we talk about free agency and how much money they have and everything like that. He has to hit the marks in free agency. Mm-hmm. He has to hit the marks in the draft. And damn it, Howie, it's your job. It's your duty to put this team in playoff and Super Bowl contention. It's your job. That's what you're supposed to do because you have the money. You've made, in the last 3 years, Philadelphia a destination for free agents in the sense that, number one, it's a great place to play and guys get paid. Like, we talked about how at the end of the offseason, how guys, L'Jarius Sneed was a guy, even though before he got franchised, mm-hmm. he was a guy that a lot of people were tweeting about from Philadelphia that were trying to get him to play here. And, we even made the correlation of him potentially wanting to be an Eagle by, some of the gestures he had on his Insta feed and whatever, his social media page.
It was Eagle emoji?
Yeah, all them Eagle, like all of that. So it's your job to go out and make this team a contender, whether that be with the draft or through free agency. So, no, as far as my expectations, no, they haven't wavered. Now, is it tough? No question about it. It is tough. But my expectations for this team have not wavered one iota.
Yeah, so I think that's a fair point, that we should hold his feet to the fire, that he's got to do what it takes. I just think the task is too much for one quick fix. I think this is going to take some more time, and that's why. And when I say lower expectations, sometimes people exceed your expectations. Right? I would love if the Eagles exceeded my expectations and are the best team in the NFC next year. I'm just not going into this offseason expecting that. If they do it, wonderful. But I'm also not going to be mad at Howie if he makes the team better, but not quite Super Bowl level.
Why not?
Because I think they're behind.
No, see,
they've fallen behind some teams here, and I think it's going to take a lot to get back to that.
See, this is where I think we have a little bit of a disconnect, because we expect and we want Jalen to bounce back from the year that he had, right?
Sure, of course.
Hell, Howie needs to do the same damn thing.
But Howie can, and it still might not be enough.
No, it needs to be enough, because Howie has been a magician, a capologist, two-time that dude. It's his job to go out and get the ingredients that we need to get to cook this meal. And you need to be creative in doing it. If that means you have to go out there and burn the midnight oil and figure out how you can compensate from going out and getting that all-pro player in free agency, you need to find that comparable guy in the draft this year. You need to find that plug-and-play guy. You need to find that diamond in the rough that you find in the 4th, 5th, or 6th round that comes in and gives you more than you ever expected. You need to go find that Puka Nacua. And I'm just using him as an example, but as a person that came in and played this year and played extremely well. You need to go do that. That's your job. You need to go burn the midnight oil and get this team back to where it needs to be. Because that's your job.
We're putting a lot on Howie to do it in one offseason.
That's what Howie has been in, like what Jason said the other day. Howie went in the closet and came out a different man. But show me how different you are.
He's only won one Super Bowl. He's not a magician.
Well, he went to 2.
Sure, but he's been to 2 in 12 years as an executive. Like, what are the odds he does it this year?
He needs to do more. We always talk about what the players need to do. What does the GM need to do? He needs to do more. If he the one that set this table the way that it's set, he needs to have his feet held to the fire.
I understand that, but you know what? There is an ebb and flow to the NFL, right? I think the Eagles still have a very bright future with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae
totally
Smith.
Agree.
I don't think this is going to become a losing team for the next 3 or 4 years. I just think there's an ebb and flow. It won't surprise me at all if they're a fringe playoff team next year, and then the next year they bounce up to the more towards the top of the NFC. It goes up. It kind of levels off in the NFL. Very few teams could stay at a high level for years. Like, how many teams win, 11, 12, 13 games every year? Chiefs. Right? The Chiefs do that. And even though this year they won 10, it's still won the Super Bowl. I believe it was 10 or 11, because the last game they didn't play anybody. But the Chiefs are in that realm. Buffalo's kind of been in that realm, but they haven't gotten to the Super Bowl. Dallas has won 12 games 3 years in a row, but they haven't even gotten to a title game. And San Francisco, right? That's it. And the Eagles are trying to kind of now be with those teams in winning double-digit 11, 12 games every year. It's hard. Most teams don't do this.
What do all those teams have in common? They have a really good quarterback play, and we have that. I feel like, and I know.
Do we?
I knew you were going to go there.
Well, I don't know.
That's why I know you don't. I feel that we do. My speculation. I'm speculating.
We can hope, but has Jalen proven to be a consistently excellent quarterback? Not yet.
Not yet. But I feel like he has the tools. He definitely has the tools that he can bounce back from this, and I am speculating that he will bounce back from this. That's why I'm so bullish on this. That's why Howie needs to go out and he needs to put the best team around Jalen Hurts as immediately. He needs to go out and do the best that he possibly can under the constraints, I should say, of the NFL, to go out and do that. That's his job.
Sure.
Do your job. Like
but
everybody
he could
talks
do a
about,
good job, and they're still not good enough.
No, he needs to do an exceptional job. He needs to do a stellar job, because that's what he does. They sit up there and they evaluate players all year long. They evaluate the trends in the NFL. They go out and they see who potentially they could get and how much it's going to cost. They see the ebb and flow of the market on the NFL. This is Howie's job. Howie's job is to go out and get the players that this team needs in order to be a successful, cohesive unit this upcoming season.
I agree with you on that, Hugh.
Don't cut that off, Kyle.
Yeah,
Joe over here got me in my feelings.
I agree with you that it's his job, but here's what Howie has to. Here's the job we're asking Howie to do: take a team that I think right now is a 7 or 8 win team, like the team that they have,
and make it a playoff contender. Yes,
make it a 12 or 13 win team.
Yeah,
that is an
contender.
Exceptionally hard job.
No, he should be able to do it.
It's
Listen,
exceptionally hard.
When you running around like we all talk about the foolishness that Nick Sirianni is about and all that other stuff. I do recall seeing Howie telling people they need to kiss his feet because he brought them a Super Bowl.
Sure, but he was having fun with some fans.
Yeah, but still, so what?
Yeah.
He said it. He needs to show and prove. Now, Howie, if you're listening, you on the clock, dog.
No, Howie's not on the clock.
Howie, you on the clock.
That's
Howie.
Hold that one. That's a good show for coming up for a couple of days. Howie's on the clock for me. Howie has time. Howie is a 25-year-old quarterback. There feels like there is this push to have to do everything to win next year. No, they got a runway here.
No, they
got
have
a runway.
But you're talking about taking a gap year. Ain't no gap year.
No, not a gap year. I'm not saying they're going to be bad. I'm just saying I don't expect them next. Like right now in the NFC, their roster, just the roster today, it's behind San Francisco, Detroit, Dallas, Green Bay.
I don't know if this is behind San Francisco.
Oh, what?
I don't know if that's the case.
Did you watch the game in December? Not behind San Francisco. They're not even close.
What happens normally to teams that go to the Super Bowl that lose? They take a step back.
There's your history, Joe. Get him, Hugh.
Yeah,
get him.
Except that team has been in the title game 4 to 5 years.
This comes from yesterday when he didn't defend me, where Howie was jumping all over me, talking about coming in the studio whooping my ass.
If you want to tell everyone they're on the same level as San Francisco, I'll let you do it. They're not. Okay, they're behind.
I didn't say they were on the same level, but I said that San Francisco is not this unbeatable juggernaut. I don't think they're going to be that.
But they're better than the Eagles. They have more good players. I don't know how else to say it. They have the 49ers, Lions, Packers, Cowboys. All have better rosters than the Eagles today. Right now they do.
Good chance that them 49ers going to have that Super Bowl hangover.
They might, and we'll see. But player for player, the Eagles have a lot of work to do. I have lowered my expectation. I'm not expecting a Super Bowl next year. I'm giving Howie some time to put this thing back together because they just lost an all-pro center. That's not easy to replace. 215-592-9494. Have you lowered your expectations for next year's Eagles off of the Kelsey retirement? It's a big shift.